Happy Wednesday? Happy Tuesday. I have gotten so much done today, and I'm actually, right now, I'm taking down Letty, my wonderful lamps. I just talked to her today that Letty gave me. Lamps, is that what they're called? Lights. And I'm going to link Letty's channel below. I actually have given her a shout out. She said to me, she's like, something about like, did you give me a shout out? I actually did a couple times, but I don't know if I linked her videos. So I'm going to link her channel because she was so nice to give me those wonderful those wonderful lights. So I have actually been up. You can see my hair is kind of even falling at this point. I mean, it never really like falls that much because of this product that I'm using, which I did a whole review video about and it didn't get a lot of views. So you guys should go check it out. It's called like My Hair or something. But anyway, and I'm like been filming like getting these here. You guys can just kind of like watch me while I do stuff from afar and I'll talk to you. Is that okay? I have like been getting so many, and now you can see a full body shot of how truly fat I really am. I have been getting so many videos done lately. I got so beautiful out today. I got my so-called healthy life meditation video up. Go check it out. We're going to be reading Peace in Every Step by Thich Nhat Hanh. And then I got my booktube video done. Go check out my booktube channel. It could really use some love. It's linked on this channel and the other one. I'm like losing subscribers over there. I don't know why. I think people are not believing that I'm doing the booktubes anymore, which I'm doing them every day. So... and that is about it. Oh, and then I just made a video on my main channel. And I'm getting ready to go run errands here in just a second. And I'm plugging in my computer because I was going to maybe do a live stream later. But I don't know. PB's been crazy. I had him and his brothers out earlier, but did you hear them? They're like barking. I was outside with them for like a half an hour today. And then, they're just being crazy. I don't understand that. He keeps on running upstairs and downstairs and upstairs and downstairs. And I had to put Boo and Tucker in their house because they were like, I couldn't even film a video. They were running around so much. I don't know. Maybe it's just spring fever or something. So, yeah. I'm going to go and I'm going to, actually, I'm going to do a couple bills real quick. Because I need to do that. And then I'm going to, go run some errands, and I'll talk to you guys in just a little bit, okay? Hi. Do you see what a beautiful day it is outside? I thought I would vlog for 5 minutes. I'm on my way to our counseling appointment, and then we're having date night, romantical date night, and I'm excited. These appointments have been really good for us. I recommend it to anybody. And even if you have the best marriage in the entire world or the best relationship, I mean, it doesn't have to just be a marriage. It could be boyfriend, girlfriend, 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 boyfriend, boyfriend, whatever, you know? It is so beautiful outside. Alex and I were trying to figure out where we want to go eat, and I was like, let's go eat outside somewhere. And then we're going to watch a movie. I think we're going to watch the Absolutely Fabulous movie because it's on cable now. Cable. Do we still say that? I mean, I have cable, so I guess so. But anyway, we're going to watch that and just relax with the dogs after we get home from eating. He's worked all day, and I've made 1,000 videos because that's what I do. The traffic. I'm going to be late. Anyway, it is such a beautiful day outside. It's 82 degrees. I have like a really bad headache right now, and I think it's like we're supposed to get like horrible thunderstorms tonight, which is so interesting because it's like, here, I'll show you. It's like blue as you can. I mean, look how beautiful the sky is. But that is so true of Indiana. It's like literally within an hour that can change. Like if you live in the Midwest, it's like 1 second it can be like absolutely beautiful outside, and the next second it's like pouring down rain. So I don't know. They're saying that we're getting like horrible thunderstorms through the Midwest tonight. So it'll be interesting. I love a good thunderstorm. It's not very good for reading outside, but that's okay. Bow, chicka, bow, 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 bow. Am I the only one that actually gets excited about going to marriage counseling? Alex is like, I'm excited about our appointment. I was like, I am too. So anyway, I've had such a great day today. I have to meet with a couple people tomorrow about some prospective team building things, and then, but like 2. Okay, so like the north side of Indianapolis has literally just turned into one big roundabout. Like they built all these roundabouts and people don't know how to use them. Like if roundabouts worked, we wouldn't be sitting here. And people don't know how to use them, which is why we're constantly just sitting here, because people don't know what to do with them. And the worst is when there's an accident on the roundabout. And then like somebody that does know how to work it, like this person right here changing lanes on the roundabout, coming in at like a mile an hour. See, this is not a stop sign, it's a roundabout. There's my little road rage moment for the moment. Oh, I'm trying to like put down my thing and it's over here. Ah! It's so sunny today. It's beautiful though. All right, well I'm gonna get off here because I'm almost to our appointment. In the middle of the night. Do you guys ever get sick of me singing that? I have now moved this chapstick that Teresa gave me, the pigmentation is beautiful, to the car, because I love it so much. Right there is a white picket fences. True story though. I am driving around. I did a YouNow stream tonight. That was fun. Alex and I had a wonderful date night. So we had our counseling. It went really, really well. Our counselor is amazing. And it was so good. Like, okay, so we drove back to the house because we were in separate cars, and then we got in my car and we went to the restaurant. We were talking about the counseling on the way there, and Alex was like, yeah, it was really good tonight. Like, you know, I felt really connected, and it's just really good. So, and then we went to Basbo's Pizza, and Alex had a salad, a side salad, and a large cheese pizza, because he took it home so he could have it for work tomorrow. Is this camera like... And then, I always get the same thing, a side Caesar salad and a Popeye. And, yeah, that was that. And I didn't do any reading tonight, and it's supposed to be cold the rest of the week, so now I'm pissed because I did this readathon thing, and I wanted to do it outside, so I may have to do it again. But anyway. And then, I laid in bed last night forever, and, I'm reading Traffic by Ellen Hopkins on my Kindle on my phone. So just lay there in bed and read like 2 chapters. And I love Ellen Hopkins books. I love them so much. And she writes a lot about addiction. If you haven't read her books, her daughter was an addict or is an addict. And so she wrote 3 books about methamphetamine. I think the first one's called Glass. They're absolutely amazing. And then she's wrote one about teen prostitutes. And like she interweaves their stories together. And that was called Tricks. And then the sequel is called Traffic. And they all come from different parts of the United States and explains how they ended up in Las Vegas. And then what else of hers have I read? I'm reading Tilt by her right now too. I thought there was a stop sign there, but there wasn't. And then, yeah, and then we came home, and I really wanted ice cream, and Alex didn't really want ice cream, and I was like, well, I guess I can just pass on the ice cream tonight. And so we watched the Absolutely Fabulous movie, because we both wanted to see that, because I loved Absolutely Fabulous back in the day. My friend Krista and I, we were like Eddie and Patsy, and I was Eddie, and she was like Patsy, and that's a true story, and we were a bunch of drunks, and that was our life, was just going out and having fun. And so, anyway, I love that show. I watched that show religiously when I was like back in my partying days. And so we watched the movie, and the movie was so funny. Like, and what I loved about it was that it kind of built up and got funnier and funnier and funnier. And it just is really good. So if you guys watch Absolutely Fabulous back in the day, you will love the Absolutely Fabulous movie. If you have not seen it, it's on HBO right now. If you have HBO, so you have to pay for it. It was so funny. I absolutely loved it. So yeah. It's been a really good day. It's been a really nice day. And it was so funny because, you know, all the drama that goes on in the drama community and stuff. And I'm just so trying to stay out of it at this point and just do my thing. And Tanya is like she like gets on YouNow into people's streams. Now she knows more about it than I do. She'll like text me and she'll be like, Martin Lewis just went in his YouNow stream and he's talking about such and such. I'm like, how do you, she like, and I like, now I know she's like how people get obsessed with this stuff. You know, how I got obsessed with it, because now she's the same way. Cracks me up. So, yeah. And then next weekend, Alex has a business trip to Miami that I was going to go on, but now it's like they're only going to have one day where they don't have anything to do. So it's for one of his contractual jobs that he does. So I'm not going to Miami, and we're going to have, it's PP and Peter's Bachelor Weekend. It's PP and Peter's Bachelor Weekend. Don't worry about us, because we'll be just fine. Eating ice cream and having lots of treats and movies and lots of YouNow streams with PP and Boo and Tucker too. Alex is like intent on training. I just saw this thing over there. Okay, first of all, I just want to say this really quick and I'll get back to that story. But Alex is intent on, I'm locking my doors, training Tucker to not bark, because Tucker is such a horrible barker. Like, I mean, he literally, like, no, it doesn't matter if I'm just sitting outside. If I open the front door, like, he comes in, like, we have a glass door. Like, we have, like, the main door that's, like, you know, but then we have, like, a glass door. And if I open it and I've been sitting out there, he like comes running down the stairs like, oh, and like it wakes Alex up and he hates it and stuff, which was one of the things that we talked about. And we kind of came to some compromises tonight, which was really good, about all different kinds of things. And it was interesting because Alex was like, you know, like, I feel like counseling is like us having some of these disagreements that we can't come to terms on, and then having a moderator sit there and like, he makes so much sense out of what you're trying to say. And I was like, that's exactly, I mean, I was sitting there and like, you would say something and then he would say, so what I hear you saying is, you know, the old therapist trick. And then I was like, oh my God, I totally hear it in a different way, you know? So like he would translate for us, which is, I think, is why marriage counseling is so good. It's just really brought us a lot closer. We've been like, Alex and I are pretty affectionate towards each other anyway. I mean, we always like kiss in the morning, and we always like kiss at night and lay together and talk, and we have a good intimate life. And but like, we've been like super touchy-feely affectionate with each other, so it's been really good. It's made me kind of sad. I've gotten some Snapchat messages from people that said that they're having marriage problems too, and that they really thanked me for talking about it honestly on here, and that they were like, you know, my husband won't go to marriage counseling. I wish he would. I wish he would too. But you listen, I feel for you. I was really resistant for a long time. I'll be honest with you. It was Alex that really wanted to go, and only when it got to the point where like Alex was like, I think that we need to go to marriage counseling, or I don't know, like, I don't know that we're just not on the same page, was I like, holy shit, you know? And then I went out of fear, and now it's been a month, well, 3 weeks maybe, it's been 3 weeks, and it's been amazing. It's been so good for us. Like, things literally changed overnight for us. And I think it was making the commitment to go. And people on here are gonna say, you know, like, oh, I mean, I'm going to get the negative comments, and I don't really care, okay? I'm talking about it honestly for the person out there that is relating or is sitting there in a marriage where they're like, there's no hope, or I don't know what to do to fix this, or whatever. Get your ass into counseling, okay? And if your husband or wife won't go, or your partner, or your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, you go yourself, okay? And then maybe if they start seeing a change, because we're both going individually and then we're going together. And the individual sessions are like phenomenal. Like, I mean, listen, as someone that was a counselor for 15 years and a life coach and everything, the fact that I wouldn't go to counseling, I mean, I've gone in the past, but recently, and like one of the things that has been so good for me is that I've been able to recognize a lot that, you know, I'm so fear-based in what I do, and I don't think a lot of people see it on here, but it's like a resonant fact that keeps on coming up in my sessions is that, like, you know, I live from a point of fear a lot. And he is like, you know, we're going to work through that because I don't want you to continue to live through fear. Like, I want you to be able to make choices that aren't based on fear. And I think that's so powerful, you know, like, and I've known that from being in a 12-step program. I mean, there's a reason why on a 4-step in a 12-step program we do a fear inventory, right? And you know, so excuse me. And fears don't have to be like sharks. Like, I think some of my fears are like fear of I'm like belching. Fear of failure, fear of not meeting people's expectations, fear of abandonment. That came up tonight on both of us. Oh my God. You know, like I was talking about something and I said, we were talking about limits and boundaries. And, you know, like, I don't really have a lot of people left. You know, I've had a lot of people that have either left my life or have passed away. And so I really only have a couple people around me, and that scares me. You know, it scares me when I got older. I talked about that tonight. And, you know, I started talking about this fear of like abandonment. Like, I don't know like what's going to happen, you know? And I started like crying in the session, and I look over and Alex is crying too. And he's like, I feel the exact same way. He's like, you know, I could have just said exactly what you said. And the counselor was like, so you guys are both acting out of fear of abandonment, but instead of talking to each other about it, and I probably shouldn't be sharing some of these things. I mean, I'm not sharing the explicits, but whatever. I mean, I think this is powerful for anybody, you know, that instead of talking to each other about it, you know, you guys are like feeding off of it. And I looked at Alex and I was like, I'm so sorry. He was like, I'm sorry too, you know, and like, it was so good that we were able to like, be able to sit there and be like, okay, you know, like, let's do this thing. And it was just it was so funny at dinner tonight. Like, I don't know if he noticed it, but I really noticed that like our conversation was so different. You know, neither one of us picked up our phones. We sat there and talked about all kinds of stuff we haven't talked about in forever, you know, and it was so romantic. It really was. And it was just, I don't know. So if you're out there and you're having those problems, talk to somebody about it. Talk to a friend. You know, talk to a minister, or, you know, talk to a counselor or a therapist or a life coach. You know, find somebody and ask your husband or wife or boyfriend or whatever, you know, girlfriend, partner, to go and say, I would like you to do this and maybe at least try it just once for me. And maybe if you get them in there once, you know, it'll change for you, you know? I know with my past relationship that ended, I think that it, you know, ended for a reason. I'm not an idiot, but like, there were a lot of things in there that weren't right at the end. But I think that had we gotten into counseling like 3 years before, I don't know that relationship would have ended. But neither one of us wanted to do counseling, you know? We were both, I think, scared of looking at our own shit. And it is scary, you know? And, so it's good. I'm really glad that we're doing that. So that was what I want to talk about with that, because, you know, I want people to understand the reason why I'm speaking honestly and openly about it in my videos is because I want to offer hope to other people. You know, I don't know that I'll be married to my husband forever. I don't know that. There are no certainties in life, you know, and, but I know that we're both working for the same goal, and that makes me really proud of our marriage, you know? More proud than I've been in a long time. And I don't, like I said, I don't want to be a bullshit channel. I want to come on here and be honest. And I'm really hopeful tonight about it. So then we came home and we watched the movie, and that was really fun. And then he was wanting to watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the third part, I think it was. And so I did a YouNow stream. And then he came and he was like, I'm going to bed. And I was like, okay. And so I said, well, I'm going to go record my vlog. He was like, all right, babe. And now I'm recording my vlog. And when I turned on the street over here and I came by that house right there, there was like this wood structure that was sticking out that looked like twigs and stuff like that. And it totally, did you guys ever see True Detective first season? Oh my God, that's what it reminded me of. That show was spooky as hell. Both seasons were so good, weren't they? Oh my God. I don't talk about that show on here ever, but that show was so good, True Detective. But the first season with Woody Harrelson, that's who I was trying to remember the other day. Woody Harrelson and Brad Pitt was like terrifying. Like it was really spooky, strange, backwoods kind of stuff. Like I believe that stuff really goes on. That's not fictional. You can't make that up. And I've I've had people like that's parents in treatment. Why am I always so hungry late at night? I always get so hungry. It's PPMP to the special weekend. It's PPMP to the special weekend. And then we have some fun stuff coming up. Like Friday night, Alex has this really good friend of his. Her name is Kayla, and she's this amazing singer. She's so good. So good. And she's beautiful too, and just such a sweet girl. And she's actually a pace-mate. And for the Pacers, and so you guys should go check her out, Kayla Vickers. I think she has a YouTube channel, and well, if she doesn't, I've been telling her to forever, so you can Google her. They've done write-ups and stuff about her. But she did this video where she was sitting in this like tunnel that you like walk through, and she's just sitting there in this winter coat, and she sang that Jeff Buckley Hallelujah song a cappella. Blew my fucking socks off, okay? I mean, seriously, this girl should have a recording contract. She is so amazing. If you are out there and you know anybody, I'm serious, like I'm not a bullshit artist when it comes to this. If you are out there and you know somebody in the music industry, contact me. This girl is a triple threat. I mean, she is gorgeous. She is humble. She is like from Southern Indiana. She can play guitar. She is amazing. And I told Alex, I said, tell her to post that video on YouTube. It would go viral. It's literally her just sitting in this tunnel with this winter coat on. And I mean, it's very artistically done too. It's not just like, you know, I mean, it's done really well. And I mean, it's very artsy. And because of the acoustics of the tunnel where she's sitting, you can hear, like, I mean, it's amazing. And she sings that Hallelujah song. I go, why does she not post that on YouTube? And he was like, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. She doesn't want to do that, and she's trying to do this, so whatever. She needs to. But if you're in the recording industry, could you, or you know somebody, could you contact me? Because I would love to get you guys, or get somebody, this girl's CD. I mean, she's absolutely amazing. And, or send you the video clip of her doing that song. I'll have Alex send it to me. Actually, if I can pull in somewhere here in a second, I'll show you. But she, on Friday night, is singing at Indiana Live Casino. I don't think it's called that anymore. It's the one in Shelbyville. So we're going to hear her there. So if you're in Indiana and you want to meet me, come say hi. I'll be at the casino gambling and listening to Kayla sing on Friday night. That's what we're doing. Which is really cool. Alex was like, do you want to go do this thing with me? It's at the casino. I thought you'd have fun. You can gamble. I was like, yeah, sure. So we're going to go do that. And then I think we're going to go out to eat afterwards. And, because he was like, I don't have to go out. He was like, you know, we can go out to eat with Kayla afterwards. I was like, yeah, that'd be fun. So I think we're going to do that. And I'm going to try to pull into the gas station here in a second and play this for you because she's incredible. Oh my God. Plus, I love that song anyway, don't you? Oh my God. That Hallelujah. So, do you guys know what song I'm talking about? Well, you will if I can find it. I think it's like on her Instagram or something. I don't know where she posted it. I don't know if I'm friends with her on Facebook. Oh yes, I am. And she's so sweet. I just love people that are so passionate about something that they're doing and they're chasing their dreams, you know? I think it's the coolest thing in the entire world. I always drive like the same route every night, and it kind of spooks me out. I don't know why I continue to do it. And here I'm getting ready to drive by that street that's on the that Fox Hollow Farms thing, and somebody, I don't know who it was, thank you so much for messaging me, sent me the information to call and be able to stay there overnight or do a ghost hunt there or something. I don't know that I want to do that. That place scares the hell out of me. I just get such bad vibes about that place, and not just because it's like what happened there. I don't know. I get like I've been having a lot of vibes about a lot of different things. When I'm silent for a second, that means I'm in my head thinking, like, should I say? And then I'm like, no, I'm not going to say that. I don't need to say that. Restraint of pen and tongue. I've learned that not everything that is in my head needs to come out of my mouth. I know that's hard to believe, but it's the truth. Everybody keeps on asking me, when are you going to go get your eyes checked so you can wear your contacts? Well, next week, probably. Oh. Alex was asking me today when we were driving, he's like, how well can you see? And I took my glasses off for a second. At night, I'm like, I have more night blindness. But during the day, like, it's not bad. And I was like, well, like the license plate in front of us, I can see that they're from like, they were like Michigan, I think. And I said, I can see that they're from Michigan, but I can't see. And they were like they were driving, so they were like 10 feet, 20 feet ahead of us. And I was like, but I can't see like what the letters are. I could guess. And somebody had a sign on the back of the car for IU, and I said, I can see that that's an Indiana University sign, but I can't make it out. It's fuzzy. My eyesight's really not that bad. I'm like negative 2.25 in each eye. At least that's what contacts I wear. I love just still nights. I said earlier that it was supposed to rain today, but I guess the rain is coming tomorrow evening. I looked on the Weather Channel. I watched some whole video about it. It's supposed to be a horrific rain, like Wednesday through Sunday, all through the Midwest. The plains. I love when I watch those like weather things and they're like, well, the plains. I don't live in the plains, but I know a lot of you do. So, gear up. You're about to have some weather. Don't you love that when people just say it like that? We're about to have some weather. Well, what kind of? We're just gonna have some weather. What did Vanessa on my You Now stream say tonight? I asked everybody how they were doing. She said fair to Midland. I love that so much. I used to have this mom. So like when I worked in treatment, I got all the kids that were there for very long periods of time, like 6 months to a year typically. Once in a while I would get like kids that were there for like 3 weeks or 4 weeks, but the majority of the time I got like kids that were there for very lengthy periods of time. So like I worked with their parents so extensively twice a week and on the phone and stuff that I would like their mannerisms and their sayings, like I, knew very well. And I had this one mom, and she was so funny. She would always, and I listen, and I say it all the time now. You've probably heard it on my vlogs. I can see her in my head too, and her son's name I remember and everything. And she'd always say, well, I mean, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. And like, I say that all the time now, like, I mean, it is what it is, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's just the same thing, Do you guys say phrases like that are so like corny? Tanya always says "and two." It's because she doesn't watch these vlogs, but she always says "and two." Like if we're sitting there talking, and I'll be like, "How was your day?" And she'll be like, "Well, like my day was really good," and blah 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 whatever. And we'll be talking, and she'll be like, "and two, another thing that bothers me is," I'll be like, "Girl, what was the one?" She'll be like, "What do you mean?" And I'll be like, "You always say "and two," but what was the one? Like, was there a one?" Like, one and then "and two," but she never says the one. She always just says "and two." Like, it cracks me up. Tanya and I were talking last night about when you know you truly have a best friend. And I thought this was interesting because I said this to her and like I had never thought of it this way before, honestly. I really had never thought about this way. And you guys know that I talked about Charles and I did my Charles video and I'm not going to rehash that. And, you know, Charles was a friend that I met through the internet. So that's a little bit different than having a friend for years and years and years. You know, I grant that and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, I wish him no harm, but we were talking about friendships in general. And like Tanya and I have been friends for 20 years, coming up on 21 years. We should have an anniversary for our friendship, but we don't. So anyway, although I probably could go back and just nail down the exact time it was, because it was when I took my dog into the kennel because I was going to Cancun with my first boyfriend and my dad and my stepmom. That's when Tanya and I met. So, but anyway, seems like yesterday some days, you know. But I said to her, I go, you know, like when you really know in your heart of hearts that someone's your like best friend, because we throw that word around all the time, like well these are my two best friends. What? No, you only have one best friend, okay? These are two friends, but you don't have two best friends. Well, yes I do, they're both equal to me. Well, no, not really. So you know, like when people say that, like I, you know, okay, like, but I think we throw the word best friend around a lot, like, you know, like in junior high you get the necklace with the heart that's split and you each wear half of it. But like, do you know truly when you know that you have a best friend? And I figured this out last night, and it's weird that it took me 20 years to figure this out. You know that you have a best friend when nothing that you could do or say other than, I mean, a true betrayal of the heart, like sleeping with that person's husband, or, you know, something so repulsive that they would do to you. I mean, a true betrayal, that nothing other than that would come in between your friendship. No argument that you had could, you know what I mean? Like, listen, Tanya and I have lots of differing opinions about things in the world. Never causes a fight between us. And we talk about those things. We have long discussions about them. We don't agree always, but we have long discussions about it. In 20 years, we've only had one argument. And it lasted 6 hours. And the reason that it lasted 6 hours instead of half an hour was because Alex got my ass in the car and drove me back from Tennessee because he was like, I think it's time to go. But by the time that Tanya arrived back in Indianapolis, this is like the last day that we were leaving a trip. And it was a stupid argument and I started it and I felt horrible about it. I called her up and I said, are you mad at me? She said, I'm not mad at you. And we cried for 5 minutes on the phone and then we're like over it, right? She's like, I could never be mad at you. That was the only time we've ever fought in 20 years, almost 21 years of a friendship, you know? Like, but it would take, I can't even, like, I said to her, I said, I can't even imagine what would have to happen for you not to be my friend anymore. Like, I don't know what you could possibly do. I can't even imagine something that would be so catastrophic that you would not be in my life anymore. You know, and I think that that is the measure of a true friend, is when you're like, there's really nothing that could happen that would make me not be that person's friend. You know what I mean? Like, one of the things that was really interesting in reading some of the comments about those videos I was talking about was like, but that's what a true friend does. It's like they listen to you when you're going through a hard time. And I was like, exactly. Like, and I thought we were true friends, you know, but I guess he didn't feel the same way. I don't know. It doesn't really matter, but I'm so happy to have Tanya. I mean, she's my heartstone, you know, I love her. I can't imagine her without me, or I can't imagine my life without her. And I really can't. Like, I've had a lot of good friends, but I've never had a friend like Tanya. I mean, Melissa is a really good friend, but I just met her 5-6 years. No. I met Melissa right before we moved to, or got married in Vegas, like literally the weekend before we were going to Vegas. So I'll have known Melissa 6 years, she and her husband. You know, like, and 6 years is a long time, and I know Melissa very well, and we're very similar in a lot of ways. I think she's very traditional and about her belief systems about marriage and, you know, spirituality and being a good, kind person and being compassionate. We feel the same way about animals. She's a good soul. She's a very good person. And so I think that we believe a lot of the same things, if that makes sense. But I don't haven't known her that long, you know, but like, I think Melissa and I will be good friends for the rest of our lives. I can't really see anything that would really happen between Melissa and I where we wouldn't be friends either. But other than Melissa and Tanya, like, I don't really have any good friends, and I'm okay with that. You know, like I've said, I say it over and over and over again. Maybe I'm trying to convince myself, and I would like to have 20 more friends. I don't know. Here, somebody left me okay. I want to see 27 minutes. Let me see if I can find this really quick. I know I'm never going to be able to find this. Kayla. Well, it would be really helpful if I knew how to spell hallelujah. Okay, there, it came right up. Oh my God. Oh, it is on YouTube.
I heard there was a secret chord.
This video has 51 views. This is ridiculous. Everybody needs to go share this video. I'm telling you. Oh my God. She's so good, isn't she? She's so cute too. I'm going to link that below. Could you guys go share that? I would love for her. Every day I ask you guys to do something. See, we said we're going to do something nice for everybody every day. Could you guys go share that? If you think that's good, I'm going to link it below. Could you go share the video on Twitter? Let's get her up there. Let's get her trending. Like, that video to me is incredible. And I'm telling you right now, a nicer girl you have never met in your entire life. So, yeah, let's do that and get her up there and get her trending. Okay. Love you guys. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.